Hi everyone, Nina here. In this video, I will tell you 7 things I bet you didn't know about the buddy meter. These tips will explain exactly how the buddy meter works and cover some specific numbers which will help you gain your buddy as fast as possible. I do want to mention that this video is based on the community gathered research, so it might not be 100% accurate. Lorinda, a well-known Hearthstone caster, and moocow fan, a new Battlegrounds streamer, have done the research independently, and their findings seem to line up quite well with each other. So what we know for certain is that there are 5 ways to grow your buddy meter, and these are entering combat, dealing damage to enemies, popping divine shields, winning or tying fights, and the amount of minions on board. And in this video, I will tell you some of the specifics and numbers involved in the process. Tip number 1. Entering combat earns buddy meter points passively, even if there is no minions on board. The exact amount is different depending on the buddy tier and turn counter. For example, a tier 3 buddy will gain 6% on turn 1 of the game, and that number grows by 1% every turn. So on turn 2, a tier 3 buddy meter will gain 7% from just entering combat phase, and on turn 3, it will gain 8%. Tier 2 buddies gain more points, and Tier 4 buddies gain less. Tip number 2. The fastest way to grow your buddy meter is by dealing damage with your minions. The more damage your minion can deal, the faster the buddy meter will fill up. And of course, lower tier buddies gain more on the buddy meter per damage. The exact numbers are too long to list, but let's use a tier 3 buddy as an example. On turn 1, a tier 3 buddy meter gains just over 1.5% per damage, dropping to 1% on turn 3 and just over 0.5% by turn 7, assuming that you haven't earned your first buddy yet, which you should have by now. For example, having a 4/4 minion that deals damage twice, meaning it survives the first attack, would equal 8 damage in total. So for a tier 3 buddy, you would get 8 times 1.5%, which is 12% on your buddy meter on turn 1, just from damage alone. In comparison, having 2 1/1s could only deal 2 damage in total, resulting in only 2 times 1.5%, so 3% on your tier 3 buddy meter. So there's a huge difference. Another thing to note is that if your minion survives damage and deals damage again, you get a small bonus for the buddy meter, usually around 1% on turn 1. Overkilling a minion does count towards your buddy meter, so if your minion deals 4 attack to a 1 health minion, for the purposes of buddy meter, it will count at 4 attack. Popping a divine shield, however, does not deal damage, which brings me to tip number 3. Popping shields seems to grant between 0 to 2% on the buddy meter, but you miss out on the percentage you would have gotten from dealing damage with your minion, since popping divine shield equals 0 damage. Having divine shield minions yourself seem to work in your favor, since you simultaneously deal damage to your opponent's minions to grow your buddy meter, and you also deny them those percentages they would have gotten from dealing damage to your minions. Tip number 4. Winning or tying combat with your opponent grants you a bonus on the buddy meter. Tying combat seems to give between 1 to 3% on the buddy meter, and winning gives a lot more, as high as 10% early game. There's a possibility that the more damage you deal to the enemy hero, the more the buddy meter fills up. Tip number 5. We learned from one of the buddy reveal videos that the amount of minions on your board seemed to give you a bit of a bonus to the buddy meter as well. Originally, there were cries of outrage at this. It seems like the people who were lucky enough to find tokens early got rewarded even more. But it seems that this bonus is very small, something like 0.1 to 0.3% per minion per turn. So if you want to grow your buddy meter as fast as possible, I would focus more on maximizing the damage dealt by your minions and also winning fights early on. Tip number 6. There is a cap of points per turn, so you can only earn a certain amount of points. The exact number is not known, but for a tier 2 buddy for stage 1 of the buddy meter, it seems to be around 30% per turn in my experience. The earliest I've earned my buddy was turn 4, so it seems to add up. And lastly, tip number 7. Once you reach part 2 of the buddy meter, it becomes twice as hard to grow it. So you have to keep making your board as strong as possible and deal as much damage as you can to earn the last 2 copies of your buddy. One interesting thing to note is that the percentages earned from part 1 can carry over to part 2 without the reduction if on one turn you earn more than needed to fill the bar for part 1. For example, on turn 4, you were at 99% of part 1 of the meter. Then on turn 5, you earned 11% towards your buddy meter and got your first buddy. The remaining 10% will carry over to part 2 of the meter without the 50% reduction that is imposed to part 2 of the meter. From the next turn, however, it will be twice as hard to earn the points. So what have we learned in this video? Let's rank the ways of earning your buddy from best to worst. So from our research, it seems like the best way to earn your buddy as fast as possible is focusing on dealing as much damage as you can with your minions, followed by winning fights and entering combat, time fights, popping shields, and lastly, the amount of minions on board. So our main strategy for growing the buddy meter as fast as possible is having high attack minions and winning or tying fights. Power leveling is going to be less popular, and staying on 1 and playing warrior curve is going to be the best way to earn your buddy fast. I've also seen people be a lot less greedy and play more tempo by tripling into 3s and 2 drops so they can get their hands on their buddy quickly. Having one high damage minion that deals damage multiple times will grow the meter faster. For early fights, the best minions to take are Weaver, Chroma Wing, and Acolyte. Having a big Weaver early game will pretty much guarantee you getting your buddy as fast as possible. The amount of minions on board doesn't seem to matter very much, and popping Device Shield is worse than dealing actual damage. Heroes that can help you get high attack early on can earn their buddies much faster than others. Examples are Illidan or his +2 attack buff, Mokla and Daryl with early big minions, and Greybow and Deathwing with their hero power buffs to minions. Heroes that win early fights are also great for helping you with the buddy meter, such as Lich King, Alakir, Brukan, Tavish, etc. I hope you found this video helpful. I want to say a huge thanks to Lorinda and moocowfan for doing the hard work on the research, and also Minder and Lee for their help with the video. If you're interested in seeing more Battlegrounds guides, updates, and gameplay videos, make sure to subscribe to my channel, and it would really help me out if you also liked and left a comment on this video. And I will see you next time. Bye!